When we mention Fukushima, Japan, most people immediately think of the 2011 earthquake and the catastrophic nuclear meltdown that made the region infamous worldwide. But today, we are not here to discuss that disaster. Instead, we are going back in time to explore a bizarre and chilling death that took place inside a toilet in Fukushima. The story begins on February 28, 1909 at a strictly residential elementary school in Tamura, Fukushima Prefecture. It was around 6 p.m. A 23-year-old female teacher left the school building after a long day of classes and headed back to her staff dormitory nearby. February in Fukushima is the dead of winter, and the weather was freezing. By the time she reached her quarters, the sun had already set. The teacher's dormitory was designed with individual rooms, each equipped with its own private toilet. Since she lived alone, she was the only person who used that specific restroom. At that time, plumbing in these rural mountain villages wasn't fully modernized. The toilet was a traditional squat style, connected directly to a septic tank below via a U-shaped pipe. The design was simple. One end of the U-pipe connected to the squat toilet inside, and the other end led to a waste extraction port outside the building. Occasionally, sanitation workers would open the outside hatch to pump out the waste. That evening, the teacher went to use the bathroom. Out of habit, she glanced down into the toilet bowl before squatting. In the dim light, she saw something strange. It looked vaguely like a shoe. Feeling an immediate sense of unease, she went outside to the external septic tank opening to investigate. She just wanted to check for peace of mind. But when she opened the hatch and looked inside, her blood ran cold. She saw a human leg. Terrified, she screamed and ran to find her colleagues. Moments later, the principal and other teachers arrived. After a closer inspection, they confirmed it was indeed human legs, noting that one foot was bare. They immediately called the police. When the police arrived, they attempted to pull the body out by hand, but the sewage pipe was far too narrow. The body was wedged tight. Realizing they couldn't dislodge him, they called for heavy machinery. An excavator was brought in to dig up the entire U-shaped pipe and the surrounding earth. They eventually had to use a crane to lift the pipe and cutting tools to slice it open to extract the body. Once the body was removed, the police confirmed the victim was male, but his posture was baffling. He was frozen in a fetal position, limbs bent, lying face up within the U-bend. He was wearing sweatpants on his lower body, but his upper body was naked. Strangely, he was clutching a neatly folded shirt against his chest. His face was turned upward, directly toward the toilet opening, as if he had been looking up at anyone using the bathroom. Due to the time spent in the septic tank, the body required extensive cleaning. Once cleaned, however, he was instantly recognized. The victim was Naoyuki Kano, 26 years old. He was a well-known and well-liked young man in the village. The autopsy revealed that rigor mortis had set in, estimating his time of death to be February 26th, 2 days before he was found. The cause of death was determined to be hypothermia and thoracic circulatory failure. Put simply, his chest had been compressed in the tight space, and he froze to death. He had minor scratches on his elbows and knees, but there were no other signs of trauma or struggle. Based on the lack of homicide evidence, the police quickly closed the case. Their conclusion? A bizarre accident. They stated that he died while attempting to peep on women using the toilet, while the police wrote it off as a Peeping Tom incident. The victim's father and the local villagers refused to accept this narrative. Naoyuki was known as a young man with a bright future. He worked as a sales manager for a company responsible for maintaining the Fukushima nuclear power plant. He was a man of culture who composed music and wrote poetry. He was eloquent, organized events for the local youth association, and was often asked to MC weddings. He was so respected that he would even give speeches on behalf of the village head. The villagers simply could not reconcile this upstanding young man with the image of a pervert dying in a septic tank. Suspecting foul play, the villagers organized a petition. Within a month, they gathered 4,300 signatures from their village and neighboring towns, demanding the police reinvestigate the case. Why were they so sure the police were wrong? Let's look at the puzzling details that don't add up. The U-shaped pipe was 36 centimeters in diameter. However, the opening on the indoor squat toilet was only 20 centimeters wide. This meant the victim had to enter from the outside pipe. Naoyuki was 170 centimeters tall. According to Japanese statistics, the average shoulder width for a man his age is over 40 centimeters. The pipe was only 36 centimeters wide. It would have been physically agonizing, if not impossible, for him to squeeze into that pipe on his own. His father later reconstructed the pipe and tried to slide into it himself. He couldn't fit, regardless of whether he was clothed or not. So, how did Naoyuki get inside? It was February in Fukushima. The temperature was freezing, and there was still about 20 centimeters of snow on the ground. Why would he enter a sewage pipe, shirtless, in those conditions? Even stranger, why was he holding his folded shirt? If he was a Peeping Tom, wouldn't he want to wear layers to stay warm? The autopsy showed only minor scrapes. If someone had forced him into the pipe, there should have been defensive wounds or severe bruising. Conversely, if he crawled in himself and got stuck, wouldn't there be signs of a violent struggle to free himself? The lack of significant trauma implies he might have been unconscious or incapacitated before entering the pipe, yet the autopsy said he was alive when he went in. The teacher saw one shoe in the toilet bowl, inside the pipe. But police found the second shoe on a riverbank far away from the crime scene. Why were his shoes separated by such a distance? Naoyuki was actually close friends with the female teacher and her boyfriend. He knew her schedule. In fact, the teacher had been receiving prank calls prior to this, and Naoyuki and her boyfriend had helped her record the calls and report them to the police. He was actively helping her find the harasser. Yuki vanished on February the 24th. He told his father, "I'm going out for a bit," and never returned. Coincidentally, this was during the state funeral for Emperor Showa. The teacher had taken leave and went to her hometown from February 5th to the 20th. She wasn't even in the dormitory. Naoyuki knew she was away. He knew she wouldn't be back until the 28th. It makes absolutely no sense for him to crawl into a freezing pipe on the 24th or 26th to peep on an empty room. His car was found parked near the teacher's dorm, with the keys still in the ignition. This suggests he intended to step out for just a moment and return immediately. There are suspicious circumstances surrounding the teacher's discovery. How could she see a dark shoe deep down a dark toilet hole at night? And why did she bravely open the septic tank hatch herself instead of running for help immediately? However, she had no clear motive to kill him. A month prior, there was an accident at the Fukushima Daini nuclear power plant, managed by the company Naoyuki worked for. A recirculating pump failed, causing a reactor shutdown. A colleague responsible for the accident committed suicide. Some speculate Naoyuki knew too much about the incident or the maintenance failures. 10 days before the death, a heated village head election took place. The village was divided on the nuclear power issue. Some saw it as economic growth, others as a health hazard. The village head had significant influence over the plant's future. Naoyuki was a vocal and influential figure during this election. Did he uncover corruption or cross the wrong people? Despite the anomalies and the 4,300 signatures, the police refused to reinvestigate. They stuck to their conclusion: death by misadventure. More than 35 years have passed, and the case remains one of Japan's most unsettling, unsolved mysteries. Was Naoyuki Kanno a victim of his own perversion? Or was this a meticulously staged murder designed to humiliate the victim and silence the truth? The truth likely died with him in that cold, dark pipe. What do you think really happened? Was it an accident or a cover-up? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Goodbye.